Hello everyone. Let's revise in this video countable and uncountable nouns. Nouns in English are divided into two types, countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are like dog, cat, animal, man, person, bottle, box, ditch, coin, note, dollar, cup, plate, fork, table, chair, suitcase, bag. All these nouns, we can count them. I can say 1 dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs, 4 dogs, and so on. For example, for uncountable nouns, we have rice, sugar, butter, water, love, happiness, advice, information, news, furniture, luggage, money. Those nouns cannot be counted. Can I count rice? Can I say rice, 1 rice, 2 rices, 3 rices? Of course not. Can I say 1 advice, 2 advices? No. Can I say 1 information, 2 informations? Of course not. 1 happiness, 2 happinesses? No. So, countable nouns refer to things that can be counted. Countable nouns can be singular or plural. For singular noun, I can put a or an before the noun to make it singular. For plural noun, I can add to the noun s or es or ies or ves, or it can be irregular. For uncountable nouns, here they refer to things that cannot be counted or abstract ideas. Abstract ideas that can't, or things that can be touched. For example, love, happiness, sadness. Those nouns cannot be touched. So, also they cannot be counted. Uncountable nouns are used in singular form without a or an. I say love, happiness, rice. I don't say a rice, I don't say rices. I don't say a love, I don't say loves. I use it in singular, but I don't use a or an, and I don't also put or make them in plural form. They don't have a plural form. We usually treat uncountable nouns as singular. We use a singular verb. Is, has, was. I can say, your advice is good for me. Don't say your advice are. Okay. Look at the column of countable nouns. I say a pen, pens, an orange, oranges, a tomato, tomatoes, a story, stories, a wolf, wolves, a man, men, a child, children. So here we have singular form of the uncountable nouns by adding a or an before the noun, and we can change them into plural by adding s or es or ies or ves, or we change them totally like a man, men, a child, children. Those are irregular nouns. I say the child is happy. The children are happy. I can make them plural. I can change the noun, the singular noun, the child here to the children, and of course we change after that the verb to make it plural. The children are. With plural nouns, we change the verb into plural form. Go here to the uncountable and information informations. Of course, this is wrong. I can't put a or an before the uncountable noun, and I can't make them plural. A bread, breads. An advice, advices. A love, loves. Those are wrong. I say information without putting an and without putting s. A bread, I say bread only. Don't put a and don't add s because those are uncountable. The information is useful. The information are useful. Of course, the information are useful. This is wrong because uncountable nouns take singular form of the verb. Next. So here, for countable nouns, we have two forms, singular and plural. For singular noun, we put a or an before the noun. A before nouns beginning with consonants. And before nouns beginning with vowels. Of course, we have 5 vowels in English: A, E, I, O, U. So if the noun begins with A, E, I, O, or U, we put before the noun an to make it singular. But any other letter at the beginning of the word, we use a. A cat. But I say an owl, an orange. For plural form, we add s, es, ies, or ves. Most nouns take s. Nouns ending in s, double s, sh, ch, o, or x, we add es. Like nouns like dress, we say dresses, we add es. Fox, we add es, foxes. Nouns ending in consonant and y, like story, we cancel the y and put is, stories. Nouns ending in f or fe, like wife, wolf, knife, we add ves. Some nouns can't in plural form take s or es or ies or ves, but they change according to no rule. So we have a list of these nouns: man, men, woman, women, person, people, child, children, foot, feet, tooth, teeth, goose, geese, mouse, mice, fish, fish, deer, deer, sheep, sheep, ox, oxen. So those are irregular plural nouns. Okay, uncountable nouns cannot be plural, but we can use with them some phrases to define their quantity. So, how to describe the quantity with uncountable nouns? Let's have some examples here. How much bread do you have? We have 5 loaves of bread. Can I say we have 5 breads? Of course not. I say we have 5 loaves of bread. How much flour do you have? We have 1 bag of flour. Can I say we have 1 flour? Of course not. How much coffee do we have? We have 4 cups of coffee. How much jam do we have? We have 2 jars of jam. I can't say we have 2 jams. How much water do we have? We have 2 bottles of water. So, phrases describing quantity with uncountable nouns. Here we have a bag of, a bottle of, a bowl of, a can of, a carton of, a cup of, a glass of, a jar of, a kilo of, a loaf of, a number of, a bucket of, a piece of, a tin of, a bar of. Quantifiers. Let's identify quantifiers. From these quantifiers we have in English some and any. Look at these examples. There is some juice. There are some apples. Would you like some coffee? Can I have some water, please? There isn't any juice. Is there any juice? There aren't any apples. Are there any apples? Okay. Look here. In the first example, some here comes before juice, uncountable noun. And the next example, some here comes before apples, plural noun. Okay, so we can use some before the uncountable and before the plural noun. In which sentences there is some juice? It's affirmative. There are some apples, affirmative. Would you like some coffee? Here it's an offer. Can I have some water, please? This is a request. So we can use some before the uncountable and plural noun in affirmative and offers and requests. But go to example number 5. There isn't any juice. Here we use any before juice, uncountable. There aren't, in example number 7, there aren't any apples. We can use also any here before the plural noun. Yeah, but sometimes we can use any before uncountable and plural noun. In which sentences? In negative, there isn't any juice. Is there any juice? And in questions, there aren't any apples. Are there any apples? So we can use any in negative and questions before the uncountable and plural noun. Some plus uncountable noun or plural in affirmative sentences, offers and requests. Any plus uncountable noun or plural noun in negative sentences and questions. We have some other quantifiers: a lot of, lots of, many, much, few, little. Let's have some examples. There is a lot of juice. There are a lot of apples. There isn't much juice. How much juice is there? There aren't many apples. How many apples are there? There is little juice. There are few apples. Look at the first example. There is a lot of juice. A lot of here comes before juice, uncountable noun. Number 2, there are a lot of apples. Here a lot of comes before apples, plural noun, countable plural noun. So we can use a lot of before both uncountable and plural noun. A lot of is the same of lots of. They are the same meaning and the same usage. A lot of and lots of come before uncountable and plural noun in affirmative sentences. Go to example number 3. There isn't much juice. We use much here before, yes, uncountable noun. In negative, how much juice is there? This is a question, so we can use much before uncountable in negative and question. There aren't many apples. Many here comes before the plural noun. How many apples are there? Here also we use how many. It comes before the plural noun. So many comes before the plural noun or uncountable noun. Before the plural noun in negative and in questions. So a lot of and lots of in affirmative before plural or uncountable, but in negative and question we use many or much. Many before the plural, much before the uncountable. How many apples are there? Here this is the question. Next, there is little juice. Here we use little before the uncountable noun, juice. There are few apples, we use few before the plural noun. So little comes before the uncountable and few comes before the plural in affirmative. So, a lot of or lots of comes before the uncountable noun or plural noun in affirmative sentences. Much before the uncountable and many before the plural, but in negative sentences and questions. Little before the uncountable noun, few before the plural noun in affirmative sentences. So here, look at this table. For countable plural nouns, we can use some, any, lots of, a lot of, many, a few, how many. For uncountable nouns, we can use also some, any, a lot of, lots of, a lot of, much, a little, how much. So the difference here only before the quantifiers with countable and uncountable, many for countable, much for uncountable, a few for countable, a little for uncountable, how many for countable, how much for uncountable. And notes here that we use quantifiers with the plural form of the countable nouns. Some nouns can be both countable and uncountable depending on their meaning. Look at this example. My sister washes her hair every day. Oh no, there are dog hairs all over the sofa. Look how is the meaning of hair different in these sentences. In the first one, hair here means the substance that looks like a mass of fine threads growing on a person's head. So here in example 1 is uncountable. But in example number 2, oh no, there are dog hairs all over the sofa. Hairs here means a piece of hair from a person or an animal. So here it comes countable. So in example number 1, hair, it's uncountable, and hers is countable. It can be plural. That's all about countable and uncountable. Thanks for good listening. Goodbye.